Okay, so I'm gonna do a little mukbang. My hair is in a braid, you can see. Just eating salad. With salad, with spinach, red onion, tomatoes, and I made a dressing myself. I took tahini and I squeezed a lime over it, and then I added some hot sauce to give it a little bit of flavor and kick. This is a really good salad. Monoloa chips. I have an idea. Just to add some fun to the salad. Put some Costco orange chips, Kirkland brand. Just a few. Add some corn chips to the salad. Everything at Costco is like super sized. You always have to dang it. I mean, really? How long is this going to last? This looking right. Back and forth is a lot of fun. And I have some pre-made hummus. I mean, I really should make my own hummus. It's so good to make your own hummus, but so I'm adding some chips to the salad with the hummus, and to make it a bit extra, I just take a little bit of the hot sauce and I will put it all over the hummus. And so I have my salad and my hummus and my chips. Right now in California it's 7:54 at night. What country are you from, Tom Tom? Do you live in France? Are you one of the French ones? Because I did different people commenting throughout the day. I don't know if it's time zone based. I didn't plan on adding chips to the salad. It probably would be. Oh, cool. People in India have really cool hair. I've been reading something in India, a treatment that women use on their hair, like jasmine oil. I'm so interested in making that or finding it. One thing I do put on my hair is gardenia oil. Yeah, I do henna a lot, actually. I have videos on it. And my hair is lighter than it would actually be, because my hair is almost black. But because of the henna, like if you look at some of my videos, it looks much redder in the sunlight due to the henna. I haven't done a treatment in a while though, about 3 months. The reason I don't do it all the time is it's just really messy. It looks like a production, and I thought about actually doing it today. Every time I have a day off, I'm like, I want to do henna. But I have to plan my day around it. This is kind of like a Middle Eastern taco salad because it has the hummus and the tahini and the tomatoes and the onions with a little bit of the Mexican flair with the corn chips and the hot sauce that I added. Ooh. Oh, you guys still have the El Paco sauce. Which is this one sauce I love. It's really good. Oh yes, I love it. This is a sauce. Well, it's a hot sauce that they make. I mean, this one's made in the USA, but it's actually a Mexican influenced sauce because it's salsa de jalapeno. So it's like an Americanized version of a Mexican hot sauce, I guess you would say. But if you look, the ingredients are in Spanish and English. So I don't know a lot about El Pato sauce, but I love El Pato sauce. It's really good. Like if you like spicy stuff, it is so good. Where is my can opener? Oh, here's the can opener. No, hot food is not bad because people in India eat hot food. There's a lot of dishes like that Indian people eat that are pretty spicy. And you guys have some of the thickest meats in the world, so I don't think that spicy... I've ate spicy food all my life, and I don't think my hair's thinning out anytime soon. I mean, I just add a little bit to it. The hummus and the tahini, and this is spinach. I could put more spinach into the salad, I guess. But there's a lot on the plate right now already, so I'm not adding more. I was gonna do a mukbang on my first channel, but it won't let me do it anymore. For some reason, not mukbang, but live stream. Because I have less than 1,000 subscribers over there on the channel, my first channel. If anybody wants to help me out, my hair's not thinning out at the ends. It looks fine. I don't know what you're talking about. My hair doesn't look thin at all. I think you're thinking of somebody else or something else. I don't know what you're talking about. So nice. But I really don't know what you mean, but anyway, okay. This is too messy. I don't know, a lot of the women in India seem to have really nice hair. I mean, there's pollution everywhere. It's just a problem worldwide, really. I mean, because think about it. Since the industrial age, I mean, some places have more pollution than others, but there's really nowhere in the world that's completely pristine unless you live like on a really remote South Pacific island. There's, by the way, like on Pitcairn, there was, I don't even know what that means. Anyway, on Pitcairn, it's an island in the South Pacific. They had a film crew go down there, and there are types of fish there in remote parts of the Pacific that no longer exist in the rest of the world because the waters have been overfished. Of course, they're going to have a unique fish life to every part of the world, but there are certain fish that researchers have determined used to be in other parts of the Pacific Ocean that just no longer exist due to overfishing and pollution. So there's going to be pollution everywhere. I'm not saying that we shouldn't try to stop it, but it's a little unavoidable. That's kind of the drawback to, well, think about it this way. In the last 2 centuries, mortality has gone down. The population of the world has climbed. So that does put more stress on the planet, so there will always be more pollution. But I think I would rather live in the modern era when you have access to medicine and healthcare than live 200 years ago when, if you were lucky to live to 40, half the population might not make it in some communities. Depending on where you live, you know? So, yeah, there's pollution everywhere. I don't know, like, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I mean, it's bad, but I mean, there's really not much you can do about it. I'm seeing something different recently here in California. I used to encounter a lot of women, and it was always women and not really men, that were kind of rude to me. Like a few vocal women that would say negative things about long hair, and that's when my hair was half the length it is now. But I didn't let that stop me a couple years ago when I decided I wanted to grow my hair even longer, and so I've continued with it. And recently, now that my hair is getting really long, I'm kind of finding the opposite, where there are a lot of people, even if they have short hair, they seem to like long hair, and they're interested in people who have long hair. And I've actually had somebody tell me a few weeks ago that she wanted to grow her hair long. So I don't know, I think there's always going to be a lot of short haircuts that are popular. But I think when more women and men decide to have long hair, it makes people interested, and this is why. Because we live in a very celebrity-driven culture where whatever celebrity's doing, people want to do. So when somebody does something different that might not be what a celebrity's doing, like not getting extensions but growing their own hair, and just like accepting, like, yeah, this is my hair, and this is what normal hair looks like. Because we do see some people with long hair, but they have extensions, so the way it looks might not really be how a person with normal long hair would look, because you can put as many extensions as you want in your hair, right? But look at some of the big YouTubers like Beauty K Love and others like that have millions of subscribers, and she has like all natural hair. She doesn't have extensions, and her hair is thick, so it might not look like somebody with extensions. So I think that the more we have people with long hair that just do something because they like it, there will be people that become interested in it again. I'm not saying it's going to be everybody, but some will. Younger people too. I think a lot of younger people are intrigued by things that might seem different. I'm just answering questions, by the way, because like things pop up on the screen. Like if you don't know what I'm talking about, when you do a live chat, people sometimes write things on the screen, and later you can watch it in replay. I like the tomatoes. I don't know if I would have added the chips, but it's okay. Do you think that Korean women tend to like longer hair more than Western women? Because I don't follow K-pop a lot. Like, are they in general liking maybe not super long hair, but it seems like with Korean women, just from what I've seen, like more like mid-back lengths, which is kind of long for the general population. It seems like I see a little bit more of that than here in America, where a lot of women want to get a pixie cut or a bob. So I don't know, but I have to look into it and see. It just seems like the general impression I get. By the way, I'm like streaming on the iPhone 6. I got a prepaid one. It's not the newest phone, but I love the prepaid phone. The reason being is you're not paying. I'm not gonna pay $1,000 for a phone. Who can afford to do that? Well, a lot of people can, but really, $1,000 for a phone? I don't think so. I live in reality. I don't have that kind of expendable income. But good for you if you have $1,000 to blow on a phone. Not really. American women, it depends. Like if you're kind of like more like a California, I don't know what they would call a hippie person. Like my mom. I wouldn't say she's a hippie per se, but she always loved like 70s style and longer hair. And she didn't even have super long hair. Her hair, like, mid-back length. And one day, you know, she was at work, in an office where she worked, and some lady, because a lot of women do cut their hair shorter here, said to her, "What are you, a hippie? Chicka picka poo. You should just go to a salon or something." Hi, Mom. I think you mean that I look nice. Gracias. I don't speak a lot of Spanish. I do understand some of it in written form. I need to take Spanish classes. I need to take Arabic classes, I've been thinking. But I'm not really language inclined. More art inclined and blog inclined. But I mean, I love language. I just never really, beyond college, studied it much. And the way that language is taught in America is not very practical. They teach it to us when we're older, and it's just like embarrassing because I had pen pals from Norway that could speak fluent English by the time they were 12. because they were taught English in elementary school. Oh, okay. So my mom, she actually got a lot of hate from other women. She never had like super, super long hair like me. Her hair is like thinner than me. It's more fine. But I guess the longest was maybe to her lower back. And there were a few times she cut it just because people were like, no, you should try cutting your hair. But then other people were like, but she looks good with long hair. And I always thought she did look good with longer hair. I think that like it frames her face well. So a lot of women will make comments about how women should cut their hair when they get to be a certain age. Actually, I don't even know like if it's 40 anymore. I think sometimes it's younger because a lot of women just don't like long hair. Like, and then I've had women tell me, oh, well, I know that a lot of women don't love long hair, but men sure love it. And I'm like, what the flip-flop flippy? Like, okay, so some men like long hair. Not all men love long hair. Some do. Chickapoo wants everybody to cut their hair. He comes on here. It's pretty funny and entertaining, by the way. He comes to every other video or something. He'll just keep saying, cut your hair, cut your hair, cut your hair. No, I'm not interested. But yeah, so there's a lot of people out there, they love women to have short hair. It could be a man or a woman. But I've just found in America, in my experience, it tends to be women that can be kind of catty about it. And I hate swearing, but bitchy about it, really. Like, just rude. They will kind of make another woman feel bad. So yeah, my mom had people tell her before, like, what are you, a hippie? Like, just, they would come in and say that to her because she had slightly longer hair. Not even super long hair. Like, her hair was probably, where do I come from? Like, my ethnicity. It's interesting. It's very, unique, but not super unique. Like, okay, I'm a quarter Syrian and 75% European, and and in that European mix, I would say 25. Like, it seems like when I looked at my 23andMe result, it just, the genealogy aligns with that. It's like a quarter Syrian, a quarter English, a quarter German and French, and a little bit of Italian. But yeah, basically, I'm primarily of European descent, but I'm a quarter Syrian. My last name is Arabic. It's Hannah. So yeah, that's my ethnicity. I'm American, but with European and Syrian roots. I think that's nice. Did you understand? I'm sure you can translate it probably in the captions. I think the captions can be translated. I've done that with a lot of videos, actually. You can translate the captions. I can't really see that. What's that? Not you. I mean, not you translate what you're saying, but I think what I'm saying can be translated. I'm not sure. Or maybe you understand English. I understand a little bit of Spanish. But like I said, I need to take language classes. This hummus is okay. It's not the best. I want to make hummus again. But I need to soak the chickpeas so I can do it. That's probably because their hair would be healthier, I guess, because they're starting with newer hair. But I've also heard some Indian women donate their hair to a temple too, which I think is beautiful if that's something you want to do. You know, I just don't like that. Well, I think it's nice that they donate it, and if the temple is helped out, that's good. The only thing that really bothers me is the documentary I saw recently where a lot of extensions are being sold for super high marked up prices in the West, and knowing that people in India sometimes, especially the women that might donate their hair, don't make a lot of money. And I feel like I would like to see more ethical hair extension companies that would go to those women directly and offer them a cash payment, like a very high percentage for their hair. And I know they just do that because it's part of their religion, and if that's truly part of your religion, I so respect that, you know, that's great. But and it just bothers me though that I feel like those women should be compensated. And there are some hair extension companies that they're trying to fix that. Like there's this man, he goes out into rural parts of Vietnam and he's compensating women like an actual good amount for their hair. And I just feel like give them an option, okay? Just tell them an option, like be transparent about it. Maybe, I'm not saying all the temples know what the people do with the hair. Maybe the temple just doesn't know, and if they make some money from it. But I think the temple might be undercut too, because the amount of money that they sell these extensions for in the West is pretty disgusting. And I just feel like if you're an Indian woman, you should know like the amount of money that they're making off your I just feel like it's kind of like, I don't know, like, are the temples being compensated a fair amount? Because in that documentary, it didn't sound like it 100%. It sounded like they made some money, but these Western countries, like, okay, the guy that owns the hair extension company, he flies a helicopter. Like, he's rich. Like, he's rich beyond your wildest dreams. But this is also a problem in America, too, where a lot of women, not for religious reasons per se, but just they're being told, well, you should donate your hair to this organization called Locks for Love, okay? And a lot of women do donate their hair, but there's a problem with this. The reason that they have this organization that collects hair is because there's young children that have cancer and their families are in debt paying for cancer treatments. So Locks for Love doesn't give these families and the children a free wig. They charge these families several $1,000s for the wig. So Locks for Love isn't a completely humanitarian organization. And sometimes women that think they're donating their hair, like, they don't do it properly. And some of these organizations end up throwing away a lot of the hair, because unless the hair is like completely dry and not moldy and meets their specification, they might just throw it away. And then I think, okay, if you want to donate your hair or cut your hair and that makes you feel good, that's wonderful. Just know that some people might profit off of it that don't always present it the way. And I feel like it's not the temple, okay? I feel like it's the middle people and beyond that, and the people that I have a lot of concerns about it. But if you want to cut your hair and that makes you feel good and it's part of your religion, then definitely do it. Just know, we live in a modern information age. Just look into it, because every country has a little bit of a hair scam, alright? That's all. Like, the hair extension industry is kind of a scam, like, in a way. There are people making a lot of money off these women's hair, and these women aren't sharing in those profits. And the same here in America. Like, we said that women should donate their hair to an organization that makes wigs for cancer patients. Now, wigs should be free. There shouldn't be a charge for it. But those are just my thoughts, and everybody can research these things for themselves. But with that being said, yeah, I do think if your hair is super damaged, because you've dyed it, or just, you know, from life, wear and hair, that cutting it or shaving it and starting fresh can definitely, like, I had really long hair when I was in high school, and then I cut it when I was in my early 20s, and I kept it maybe from shoulder to mid back length. And then my hair did become much healthier when I started regrowing it again. I mean, I used to want to cut off many inches because I felt like it should look really blunt on the ends. That's one thing I used to, like, really obsess about a lot. I've kind of decided not to, so I can see how long my hair can grow. I don't, like, I personally don't think my hair looks super thin now. Like, somebody said that, and I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't feel that way. Well, if she wants to, she can, but I just want you to know not all the organizations use it the way or treat it the way that they present it. So that's all. And I maybe would just share that information with her, like, look into Locks for Love and see. I don't know which organization she worked with. And there are other people that have talked about this issue, by the way. There's a lady, I don't remember her name, but she does a lot of corset videos because she sews corsets and she makes corsets and she reviews corsets that she purchases, and she has very long hair, and she was the one that talked about a lot of these. So if you think that the organization used it and they're very transparent about how they do it, and they don't charge the person that the wig's intended for, then that's great. Or if it's just something you want to do, then that's fine too. It's like really your own choice, you know? This is where it's a problem, though. Is where some people just want to have long hair. And that's their choice too. But a lot of people will, especially here in America, like, this is a big thing. A lot of people assume the only reason you would ever want to grow your hair is to donate it. But it would be weird if you walked up to somebody in the street and being like, hey, you're driving a BMW. Are you thinking about donating that to a charity? I mean, people would look at you like you were nuts if you said that to someone. Like, if you suggested, hey, you're making a lot of money now, so, like, are you going to donate that to charity and, like, live in a very simple house? But because it's someone's hair, it just seems like it's okay to, like, tell somebody that, well, there's no reason that you would want long hair for yourself. You should just donate it. And I think that's wrong, because nobody should have to feel like they have to donate their hair. Like, because look at it this way. There's a lot of really great technology where there's beautiful synthetic wigs, okay? I've watched a lot of these videos where these women put on these synthetic wigs that are really, these things look pretty good. So, with all the modern technology out there to create, like, a really nice synthetic wig, nobody should feel like they have to donate their hair. Like, there are people that wear synthetic wigs because their hair type is a certain way where they don't want to always be combing it out, or they can't grow it long, so they wear synthetic wigs. Like, some people do. Some people wear. You have to think these things through for yourself. But There is no requirement, and it doesn't make you a better person if you donate your hair. That's all. You have to just, and I don't know if I'd even tell someone that. I just would probably tell them that if they told me I should do that. Or if somebody that wants to grow their hair long should do that. Because I don't think somebody who wants to grow their hair long needs to be harassed like that. Because it's a form of harassment, really. Like when you start assuming that someone's going to do something because you think that's great. It's kind of like bandwagon mentality. So if you want long hair, have it for yourself. You don't have to donate it. People of all persuasions wear like really beautiful synthetic wigs sometimes, or even real ones. Some people want to cut their hair because they want to, and if they want to donate it and that makes them feel good at the end of the day, that's wonderful. But stop making women feel like they have to donate their hair and they're not a good person if they don't want to. The end of the story. And be strong enough, Cookie, to like explain your position on that. I mean, I don't relate to women that say I should donate my hair. I just kind of, I don't answer them or explain myself anymore because I don't feel like I have to. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Because it's the same thing like I was telling you. If you own a lot of really nice cars, hey, you could help out a homeless veteran by donating one of them to him. But is somebody going to do that all the time? No. And it would be considered really kind of weird to tell somebody with a nice car to do that, but it's perfectly okay if somebody has long hair. Not really. I just like hair. I mean, I think hair is pretty. I think curly wavy hair is really beautiful though. I mean, nothing gets straight, sleek hair, but I feel like this is my take on the straight, sleek hair thing. There's only certain people that have that hair type, and everybody else has to straighten their hair, and some women have to put chemicals in their hair to make it look that way. And I just think if your hair is naturally that way, that's great. But what I don't like is I always thought curly hair was beautiful, and I never understood why women with curly hair are made to feel like they have to straighten it to look more desirable or interesting. I have slightly wavy hair myself. It's not curly, but I like curly hair. I say embrace your hair type. I think all hair types are beautiful, and I have no interest in ever straightening my hair. And sometimes I enhance the waves with braids. I would like to do a curling tutorial on my hair again. I haven't gotten around to doing that, but that's one thing I'd actually like to kind of do. I have an old video on my other channel. If you ever look at my channel, Southern California Art and Mountain Life, it's a video from a few years ago where Irina went outside and I did curl my hair in that video, and I kind of liked the way it looked. It was more mid-back length at that time period, but that gives you an idea of what my hair looks like when I put it in curlers. So, and not like a curling iron. I never really used a lot of heat in my hair. I did it for a while in my late 20s, a few years back, because, you know, I was playing around with like this blow dryer that had a brush on the end, and I had shorter hair at the time, maybe from like here to here, and I'm kind of like create these waves. But the thing I didn't like about it was like the heat does damage it. And then I would sometimes try with a curling iron, and I didn't like how with heated waves you had to either put hairspray in your hair or something to make it hold. And I always noticed just with my hair type, if I went to the trouble to just do no heat curls, like a rag curl or just like those little spongy curls that you buy at the store, I could get the same look without having to resort to putting heat into my hair, which ultimately heat can damage your hair. So I've always kind of avoided heat I'm a little bit more on the low maintenance end of the spectrum, except now that I have long hair, in some ways I'm a little bit higher maintenance, I guess. So my hair is pretty long now. See how long it is? Anyway. Yeah. So I don't know if that answers anybody's questions. I only got a few. I don't know. Nobody's really talking anymore, so I guess everybody left. Are there any more questions or thoughts about hair? Guess not. Okay, I'm signing off.